not right. I don't like. I don't know. I totally agree.
Let me read this to you. Remember, you've got to realise everything's set up in the Bible already. Because you're talking about, why don't people do this and that? Like you explained to me, there is a nation of people like Piers Morgan, them people there, they're juiced in, they're at the hierarchy of society, so they know exactly.
He's actually, I do not like him. He said something about Meghan Markle or something. He was honestly being so horrible about the whole like situation, you know, with like Harry and stuff.
Yeah, what relates?
Because I believe that he's like, you know, white supremacy.
Thank
so
you.
yeah.
It's about racism when you go check it.
The
Yeah?
Queen and stuff. So
right, all of them,
yes,
because remember, they've got a so-called Negro in the family. They call it a so-called Negro.
Right.
But her father's Mexican, I think. Her father's, I'm not sure. They say he's a Mexican, so that means they've got an Israelite.
Yeah.
So now they're going to say, right, this is supposed to be blue blood.
But they killed Diana for that.
Yeah, no, because she was going to marry a so-called Muslim or whatever, yeah? So they said, you can't have none of that in the family, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
See what I mean? That's what they do.
You see? It's
yeah,
so
because they can't have, they're saying you're polluting the blue blood.
Yeah.
You understand? So we've got to get rid of her.
Yeah.
And that's why Piers Morgan is getting a Markle now, Meghan Markle, because they got a so-called dark person.
That's why they had to leave though. Because
Yeah, because even when Harry was talking about it, he was talking about, racist, man.
He even said something, I don't want what happened to my mother to happen again. He literally
see what I mean?
said it,
So they know, get out, let me get out.
Yeah.
But now they're demonizing him. And they're saying, look, you need to come back into the family and get rid of her.
Yeah.
This is what they're saying.
Yeah.
But now he's in a dilemma. Because they're cutting him off, he's being taken from that, you see what I mean? So this is what they're doing. They destroy you when you don't adhere to their satanic, because you know the Queen and all them are. Remember Prince Philip before he died?
Yeah.
You know one of his quotes?
No, I don't.
One of his quotes. If I could be reincarnated, I'd like to be reincarnated as a deadly virus.
Fair enough.
Why do you want to be reincarnated as a deadly virus? Because he said population. Society, you've got to realise there's an agenda called Agenda 21. It's a population agenda. Right? What they're saying is there's too many useless people eating up all the resources. They've got some statues or stones, I should say. You know, like the Stonehenge? They've got stones in Georgia, they're called the Georgia Guidestones. It says maintain humanity at 500 million. So how many people in the world?
7 billion.
It's something like 6.5, 7 billion.
Yeah.
So we want to get rid of 6.5 or 500,000, so 6 billion, 6.5. They want to get rid of 5.5 or 6.
They want to get rid of
6.5, 7 billion.
So why? That was also like they did say that COVID was a bad.
Right. So, but you see the so-called vid. That stuff, the people they were, did you get your injection?
Great.
Oh my God. You're walking around with something inside you now, man.
Yeah, you know, but I had to like go to France and stuff.
Oh, so you just took it like that.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? I actually had COVID twice. Ever since I've had the 3 injections, I haven't had it since.
You haven't had it since, right?
No, so
okay. So basically, when they gave you those jabs, they put it in you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put the thing in you. The ones that didn't take the jabs haven't got it, but they were demonizing and saying that,
yeah, they put the COVID inside the jab.
Well, there's an operating. You know about. If you go into some research, there's an operating system that's inside of that. Them jabs they give you. It's to hack your body. Because you know science they've got artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
The science has got so elevated now they can hack the human body. Did you know that?
I did not know.
Yeah, they can hack the human body. They can turn you into a Manchurian candidate. They can turn on one of their. When everybody was locked up, what was they doing? They was putting up 5G masks. Did you know that?
Yeah.
So right, so they're going to use that that same thing that they're putting in people to.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
So that's another way of depopulating. Another way of depopulating is what? Yeah? So they're going to bring war. If you know about these people, let me show you something quickly. Let me show you something about. Where is it? They're fighting over our land. That's what they're fighting over. They're fighting over our land.
Do you know what because I watched I watched a couple of videos on it.
Yeah.
And it was basically saying, so there was like a treaty
Who is that?
There was a treaty that England, so they were already fighting for the land. England, so yeah, there was a treaty of the UK or something like that. And they split the land evenly, and it was fine.
Yeah.
And then Palestine didn't agree, and they were like, you know what, I'm not okay with this, and they just started.
No, but we've got to realise is that Israel, how did the Israelis get that land? You know how they got that land?
No.
In, where was it? I think it was in 1919. They fought against the British. They fought a lot of countries fighting them and killing them over that land. They was put in that land by Lord Balfour, by the Balfour Declaration. The Jews said, the Jewish people, because they're the richest people in the world. You know that? Rothschilds, right. They said, if we could get America into the Second World War, then you give us that land of Israel.
Yeah.
Right? It's called, you can look it up, the
Yeah.
Balfour Declaration. Right? So they said they got America into the Second World War, and then Lord Balfour wrote a letter to one of the Rothschilds, I think it was Solomon, and he said, "Oh, we're congratulating you, bringing Americans in. Now we can give you that land." Right. So when they got in that land there, they had it was called the 16-Day War with Egypt. Right. What it was, they started to steal the land. So they're still stealing it up to today. Yeah. Right. They started to steal the land, and they said.
Yeah, but once that's been stolen, that's their land.
Whose land? The Jewish people's land. Like, so it means if I stole your purse, right, and I took it with me, is it your purse or is it mine?
No, yeah, but like, if you think about it, if there is a war, then that is like, you know, because I remember there was like a treaty and they're like, okay, you guys keep fighting over it, so we're just gonna split it like this, and then I think it was like, yeah, it was like a UK treaty or something like that, and then they split it, and then...
Yeah, but you got to remember, they was putting, the Arabs was there when the Israelis was put there. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's like that's like you living in a nice plush apartment. If someone puts in the apartment, say, let that part of the yeah. You see what I mean? You ain't got the right to say, no, this is my apartment. Yeah. I'm not with him anymore. This is what happened, and that's why they said they free it. So the Arabs never had the power because why they didn't have the war machine.
Apparently it's like the reason they're fighting is because the land is really good.
It is, it's our land. It is holy. It's going to be, well, it's defiled now because they got kosher pork, they got the biggest gay parade there now. Do you know what Tel Aviv?
No.
Big city. The biggest gay parade is in Israel now. Tel Aviv, big city. Do you know what I mean? So they've been fighting. That shows you they're not God's people because there's a law where homosexuality is forbidden.
Yeah.
Kosher, pig, eating of the pig is forbidden. These are all laws. You know what I mean? But they're not abiding by it. That's what I explained to you. This world, the whole world, not even just Israel, not even just England, the whole world is based on our system. How many months in a year? 12. Right. How many tectonic plates is it out?
That I don't know.
12.
12. No.
When you look at a snowflake, it's got 12 sides. Yeah? King David had the Magan David. This here, see this here? That's the Magan David. 12. It represents the 12 tribes. This world was made for the Israelites, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And when we come back into power, when they call Jesus Christ comes, it's going to come back. This is why we see it in the world today. Wars, rumors of wars, famines, pestilences, COVID, and all this. H1N1, swine, flu, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's the same place as Egypt. They've got the Israelites in slavery still. So they haven't put us back. when they took us off the west coast of Africa, when we fled from Israel, you know the history, the Jews fled to Africa. Jesus Christ, when he was young, the angel told Joseph and his mother to flee into Africa. Because what did you say in the first couple? He said, when I asked you about Hollywood, about Africa, he said, oh, what do you mean black people in Africa? Because the projection is now that Egyptians are white people.
Yeah.
Right. But the Egyptians of antiquity were dark like this. Yeah? So when the Jews had to flee into Africa from the Romans to hide, so now if so-called Jesus was a white boy and he fled into a dark nation, he would stand out like a sore finger.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So when you put the dots together, you find out that the Jews, these people here, are not the Jews of the Bible. They're Amalekites. These are like, we call them Khazarians. And you notice, how comes they're all around the presidents? Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah? You know why? Because they run the world. You know about one of the Rothschilds said, I don't care who owns the land. If I get to the banking system, then I'll rule the world. And that's what happened. He got his 5 sons. He put them into Britain, France, Italy, Germany, all the banking systems, and they took over. This is why they're the richest people in the world. And they control all the presidents and whatnot. The Queen. You know that Rothschild is supposed to meet the Queen. You think the Queen is the highest of people in society, isn't it? In this country. When the Queen says something, when she has an appointment with someone, you've got to be there, innit? You know the Rothschilds just turned his back on them, man.
Fair enough.
This is how rich they are.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? He was supposed to meet her at our bank. I think it's a bank's a Barings Bank or something. He was supposed to have a meeting with her.
Stood her up.
Yeah, he stood her up. He said, I'm not going to go there for because they know when you control the money, control the people. You see what I mean? And the real Jew, when you say Jewish, remember you said Jewish?
Yeah.
You know what that means? An ish. It's a suffix. It means like, if I said you're boyish,
Oh, right.
does it mean you're a boy or you're acting like a boy?
Like, oh, right.
If I said you're devilish, are you the devil?
No, I'm just
Jewish. They're pretending to be the real Jews. They took our nationality. Like I said, who do you think owned the slave block? The Jewish people. Look, this is the way they wear the hats. You see them damn things do. Look. See the hats and what they wear? Look, see the hats. That's the same people who are over slave blocks. How do you think they got so wealthy?
See, I
After the
thought
slave
they
trade?
were slaves.
Huh?
I thought they were slaves.
No, they claim that they've stolen our national
yeah.
origin. They call themselves Jewish. Jewish means modern day Jew. Yeah? Israeli means modern day Jew. Israelites is antiquity, the Jews of antiquity, the Israelites of the ancient world. Right? You can look it up. You see, it's all in the dictionary. Look up these words. You see that. And what it is now, that's why they become wealthy, because they're using the Bible, the laws of the Bible, to run the world. That shows you the power of the Bible. So when the blacks Hispanics come back, taking on the laws of God, they're going to rule again. That's why people like me are out. I'm not the only one doing this. This is all around the world. You go on the internet and see it in Hawaii, Africa, all these different countries, because the Lord is going to wake up his people now in the last days. Because we're coming to the last days where we're going to get back what's ours. You know what I mean? Hexagon, we're going to be the hexagon. Like everything's in the going, cool. Right? We're going to have laws, good laws. Women are going back into their order. You know what I mean? See, women they've given the women the power now, and they've just got out of hand now. It's really got out of hand with the women. You know what I mean? I watched this thing on Reddit, and I wrote down.
Please do.
I leave that because it's a bit too nothing. There's this term where they call sexist, and there's another one called toxic masculinity.
Right.
They got all these terms when a man can't be a man no more.
Right.
You see what I mean? We got to go down on one knee and ask a woman, will you go?
Right.
All this stuff.
I know you mean.
Yeah, we become, a man can't be a man no more. He's got no testicular fortitude no more.
But there's a lot of this, like, there's a lot of, like, stigma around just people kind of trying to be a man because they think that that's what society asks from them, which isn't always true, you know, like we all have emotions and we all have like feelings and shit. We're all allowed to feel them, but a lot of people, like especially like years ago, you wouldn't be allowed to show your emotions. You had to be the man in the house and the woman had to like do the rest, you know, deal with the kids, and she could be emotional, that's fine, she's the mum. But I think that obviously if a dude still wants to like be a macho man or whatever, then so be it. But it's nice to know that in this society you can still like be in touch with the sensitive side and not be judged for it.
Right. But you got to realise women were created for a certain purpose. Men created for a certain purpose. Right? This is 1 Corinthians 11. It says, this is Paul writing to the church. This is what he said in the spirit of Christ. He said, "Be ye followers of me, even as followers of Christ." And it says, "Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things." Talk about Christ. Keep the ordinances, because there's ordinance. But when we're speaking about how there's even a lamp set, there's an order how men and women should be. Yeah. It says here, "Keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man." Right? And the head of Christ is God. Yeah? And it goes on to say, for the man indeed is not.
I see what you're saying.
It says it. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Because how did you get here? This is order. You got it from your father putting his seed into your mother. He carries the X and Y chromosome. He determines the nationality and the sex of the child. That's why in the ancient world, if a woman left her man, what happened? If she decided to pack up and say, I'm going. I don't want to be with you. You know what happened? She would go without the children. Because why? The children belong to the man.
Fuck!
They come out of his seed. It's your spirit. So anyone hears the truth, then the wicked one. Yeah? When you look at these people, you got to look at spirits. Yeah, because everybody's got evil and good spirits. If someone just walks over, straight in the nose. That's someone trying to take away the word of God. Right? So I'm saying, the seed is of the man. That's why the man is to take the children. Right? And it tells you, did you know, I had an article already the other day. Did you know when a woman sleeps with a man and he injects the seed into her, do you know that changes her DNA? You have an article here. This man does all the science. It changes DNA. The semen stays in the woman, even goes in her brain. I've got an article here. That's why God said, can't find it. That's why God actually said, a woman, a man should leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. You know, a woman, that's why when a man and woman have sex together, like I said, the semen stays in there. That's why a woman's only supposed to have one man, because it affects her body through the whole of that time. Right? And it takes, like I said, but now when she sleeps with another man, you know, like what sperm it fights, did you know that? You know, actually, sperm itself fights when they want to get to the egg.
Right, yeah.
Right, so if you've got two different semens in the woman, they will fight. See what I mean?
Yeah.
And that will cause conflict in our whole spirit. See what I mean? Remember I told you this is a spiritual thing. See what I mean? But this society will tell a young lady like you, go out and soy your oats and, you know what I mean? Play the field and then at the end of the day, you settle down when you know, when you had your fun. That's going off because now you've got all these different spirits. This is why there's a lot of when people marry, they don't stay together for too long. You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
Because they've got conflict within them, yeah? Because of these different, not only the society's tendency, oh, it's all right to do this, but they've got the actual spiritual makeup of all these different men, exactly. That's why the Lord has put rules.
I actually heard this one thing actually about basically what you're saying. So basically, so when the man like does that whatever, it actually, so the dude's mood affects the woman. So basically, like if he's in like a really good mood whatever, then his sperm will like affect that mood. She'll feel okay. But if he's in a really pissed off mood,
No,
then
not like that, no.
No, I heard that.
Oh, is that what you heard?
Yeah.
It's probably there is a vibe because it tells you that the Lord said when a man and woman, because in the ancient world, your wife, nobody would have touched her like you. You understand? But in this society now, there's a body count on the woman. You know what I mean? Before they've actually, you know what I mean? So men are not getting virgins no more. A virgin was a woman, what a man desired. Yeah? The father would feel ashamed if his daughter was giving his daughter away and she wasn't a virgin. You know what I mean? Because it was a very a righteous thing for a woman to be a virgin. You know what I mean? It was looked upon as a righteous thing. And when she goes with her husband, that's why it says when a woman and a man thing, they become one. That's what it does, they become one because they're together. You know what I mean? He saw these oaks with her and the woman would only know him. You understand?
Yeah.
There's a lot of adultery in this society now because this society allows people to, you know, because the woman has got the mentality of this society tells her, oh, it's okay to do this. Yes, she's got this. I like Josh. From the educated Josh, even though she's living with David.
Yeah, right.
You understand?
Right,
Hello?
Yeah.
And the Bible tells you, sit not in the midst with another man's woman. You see what I mean? This is what the Bible tells you. Liberty. What I tell you about it, when the word comes out, there's always spirit. So you just got to, you know what I mean? Stay focused. You know what I mean? Because, and this is another thing of society. It's turning everybody crazy. Because remember, their mind.
She's going to be doing.
Huh? I see she comes up and down. She was always up and down. But this is ridiculous of society. People shouldn't be like this. Because it's like a rug in the shit. They got no foundation. Yeah? As you say, the Bible talks about, we speak about relationships. The Bible's got everything you need to know. See what I mean? And there's another one.
22%.
Have you got your charger as well, yeah?
Yeah. Ran out.
My battery's dying. But at the end of the day, right there, sir? How do you feel about the Bible? Are you Nigerian? Are you Igbo or Yoruba? Yoruba goes back to Hindi. Did you know that? Yeah.
Do you consider that a translation since they decided we're going to the Bible and Quran? Or do you actually
No,
have
the
your own?
Council of Nicaea, the posting thing, wasn't about the translation of the Bible. It was about incorporating all people.
Which books would go in?
No.
So-
The book, it was canonized before that. The 1611 was canonized by King James. If you know that, they had the Pope Bible, yeah, the Bishop's Bible.
Yeah, because I have the King James version.
Yeah, I got the King James, and it's got the Apocrypha in it. There's 80 books in the King James. They took these books out. These books come separate now. They've got the Bible there. King James Bible, it's not in there. Right? It's taken out by the destruction, Bible destruction in 1776. It talks about Alexander the Greek. It talks about the
So
wicked.
the translation is already a translation of just the English.
Now what it is, King James got the best scholars. Let me show you. you what happened. Right, this is, I didn't like this, as you can see. This is written by Jewish people, the scholars. It says here, King James Version. When Elizabeth died in 1603, the crown passed to James I. Right? So for black man, by the way. Yeah? James I, and it says, who had been king of Scotland for 37 years as King James VI, because he was king of Scotland as well, yeah? And it says, several months after he ascended the throne of England, he authorized a new translation of the Bible to replace the Bishop's Bible. Now, it's like 47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars, because the Old Testament was what? Translated from what? Right, Hebrew. The New Testament is translated from what? Greek. Yeah? The Koine Greek, that is, yeah? And it says here, 47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars of the day were divided into 6 groups. 3 for the Old Testament, 2 for the New Testament, and 1 for the Apocrypha. See, this was canonized. So the Apocrypha was originally in it, yeah? And it says here, 2 of the groups met at Oxford and Cambridge. You know these prestigious institutions? They were run by the so-called black people, man. We're the ones who instituted all these during the medieval times. You understand? And it says here, 2 groups of 3 for the Apocrypha, Oxford and Cambridge, 2 for, and they met at Westminster, where the group had completed its task. Its works were submitted to 12. What tribes? Remember we talk about 12 tribes? Why is it 12? We tried 12. Because remember, King James is a tribe of Judah. So it's all a vibration, yeah? 12 men, 2 from each panel. Final differences on opinion were settled at a general meeting of each country. The cases, to what it is, they meticulously put this Bible together. Through the Greek, through the scrolls, you know the scrolls they found? Yeah, the Dead Sea Scrolls. They found them, and this is how the Bible was compiled.
So the Dead Sea Scrolls was found a lot earlier than they said they were.
Yeah. You had remember you had the Texas Receptus, the what's the other one? Texas Receptus. You had different Greek scrolls. Because remember when the Jews was taken by the Greeks, Alexander the Greek, Antiochus Epiphanes, they were told that they couldn't keep their customs. So what they did was they used to go underground and write the scrolls, right? And keep the so-called religion of the country they're going. See what I mean? But you don't realise this. You are a real Jew. You know a real Jew? Who's a fake Jew? You're a real Jew. You're from the tribe of Judah. I'm from the tribe of Benjamin. That's you. You're from the same tribe as Jesus Christ. I'm from the same tribe as Paul. See what I mean? You've got to realise that the end days now, our big brothers on his way back. Like everything that we put back into 6, that's why you're seeing the world how it is. It's reached the pinnacle of it. Like, I was thinking to a young lady about transgenderism and all the stuff that's happening in the world today. The Lord said this would be the last reigning hegemon when Jesus Christ will come. But even the Caucasian people asked this young lady, what colour am I? She said, I'm black. Never. She said, I'm black. What colour am I? What colour are we?
Well, it's actually copper, isn't it? It's more burnt copper colour.
What colour would you say? If I go, get me a crown. What crown out of the box? What my colour is? What would you bring? Black, yellow, brown. Basically, brown. You see the song, Brown's Girl in the Ring, tra la 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 la. You know what I mean? All of a sudden they were black. And I asked this young lady, what's the etymology of the word black? What do you mean? Dark, dirty, soiled, without light, negative. And the Caucasian people call themselves white. What does that mean?
Oh,
Pure, holy, white, angelic. And they're not white, are they? Do you? No, what? Nothing white about it.
well, I was going to say, I would even argue that the etymology of black itself was changed, because when you're talking of the actual colour of black, my understanding is the black is such a powerful colour and you cannot see the light. As we were just first, it's dark, but the truth is it's a magnificent light that you can't
You know why?
actually see.
Because all colours come from black. Now, the colour black, you get all colours. That shows you. That's the foundational colour. You understand?
Yeah.
Right. And the Lord, it tells you, the Bible tells you that God dwells in the blackness. See what I mean? But really, black is just a term. The Jews in Antioch were called niggers. Niger comes from what? The Latin word.
Niger, is it not?
Yeah, it just means black. Like you've got negro, schwarzer, schwarz,
Oh, yeah.
black. All these things, and it tells you that the Stuarts, you know where you get the Stuarts, the royal family?
Yeah.
Stuarts comes from that term schwarz. Who's black? They're the blacksmith that made armour. It was a black guy that made armour. Blacksmith. What's the other term they use? What did you say? What was that term you said? The black sheep of the family.
Oh,
Black man's pinch. Remember that? You get a black man's pinch and he's negative.
let me ask you a question. How did the situation arise then, according to what you're talking about, that the elites of the world managed to wreck the planet,
And honestly,
basically take over the planet? How did this happen?
through God's will. It tells you that the Greeks, I spoke to you about the Greeks, the Romans, and the rebirth. Do you know what Renaissance?
Wasn't the Greeks lacking?
No. Yeah, there was. You know why? Alexander took on that term from the Etruscans. You know the Minoans, when they took that land in Europe? That's what happened. When Alexander conquered, he took on the term the Greeks. But like you said, the Greeks are actually, if you look at the pottery, they're dark, Minoans and Etruscans. You know that you've got the Fijians, the Aborigines, they are the children of Japheth. Noah had 3 sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Everybody was popular with that big 3 sons. The so-called Japhetic people are, like I said, the Aborigines. The Hamitic people are the indigenous Canaanites. Because you call yourself African, do you?
Yeah, but obviously.
The term Africa, where does it come from? It was a term when the Greeks landed in Africa, they said, I'm free, or it's not cold. Yeah? And there's a son in the Bible called Africa. But those that are free, that means not cold. And when they said,
That's how you say Africa in French, actually. Afrique.
it all lines up. So, are the people in Africa, do they come from what it was in the Second Punic War, when when Leo Scipio Publicus conquered that region of so-called Africa, they said, right, now you're going to be called Leo Scipio Africanus, because you conquered that region. So I'm going to ask you a question. You come from a Roman general, your people, a Caucasian Roman general.
No.
So that's where that term African comes from. From Afrique, yeah, it means not cold, but they gave him that name, so they said, right,